Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Kivani Couture. I'm your wonderful, gracious, and humble host, but not too humble because I'm a Leo. And this is the More Than Couture podcast. Yeah, so life has been lifing. What can I say? I don't even know where to start. So in this episode, we're going to be doing a life update. Cause life, when I say it's been lifing on a whole nother level. Like, what is happening? What is going on? Who is in the retrograde? The Mercury, the Saturns, and the Jupiters, and the Milky. It's been a mess. So, where do we start? First of all, if everything goes as planned, this should be my second episode this week. If that has happened, one, I'm going to get myself a pat on the back. Two, I'm going to buy myself something nice. Because I've been doing a terrible job at being any type of consistent with this podcast. And the fact that I think I could just go from being inconsistent to 2 episodes a week it's beyond me. But I'm an ambitious girl. She's ambitious. So one thing about her, no matter how bad life gets me down, the ambition is still there and I'm Delulu. Anyways, I'm just going to start kind of sort of at the beginning of the year to just give you like a brief overview of the first 6 months of this year. So to sum it up, I was sick. I was sick for the first 6 months on and off of this year. Like I started the year off sick. Like last year for Christmas, I was home alone by myself because I was sick. And I spent the whole end of December sick by myself. Finally, for New Year's, I was feeling better. So I went to go help my mom watch my nieces while my sisters went out for New Year's. And my niece, she's chronically sick. She hasn't really been sick as much lately. But, kids, daycare, terrible mix. I mean, I'm sure she was just like putting everything in her mouth. At the time, she was 1, almost 2, but 1. She was a 1-year-old, everything in mouth, daycare, germs. She got me sick again, to make a long story short. Like I started feeling bad. Maybe first of all, I was still recovering from having the flu. I had the flu. I was still recovering from having the flu. So I wasn't 100%, but I was a good 75-80%. And then I just started trickling back downward. I just started getting sick again. And I was sick for the whole entire month of January. Going into February, I ended up losing my voice. I lost my voice for, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, almost a month. Then from there, I was just sick on and off, on and off, on and off. I would be better, then I'd be sick again, then I'd be better, then I'd be sick again, then I'd be better for a couple weeks, then I'd be sick for a week. It just was nonstop. I was very much over it. I would not like to repeat the same thing in the upcoming year. So that's how the first 6 months of my life went. I do gig work, so there's no PTO. It was a struggle. My money was very funny. I'm literally just now recovering from financially from all that. I'm good now. In fact, I'll talk about this in another video, but I'm working on paying my bills ahead. Eventually, I would like to be a year ahead on my bills. So that's what I'm working on now. So going forward in the future, if this happens to me again, I am not financially stressed. So that was the first 6 months. So once July got here, I started feeling better. Um, I was pretty healthy, like a minor little sniffle here and there, nothing that would prevent me from working or just doing everyday tasks. Then yeah. So I came up with the idea that I wanted to pay my bills ahead of schedule in July. That's where I came up with this idea. And I want to talk about all the little gigs and stuff that I do in another video. But one of my gigs is DoorDash, and DoorDash was my main gig over the summer. I do some UGC content here and there through one particular ad agency, but it's not consistent enough for me to like pay any like major bills. Like, I think the last time I did any work for them was maybe back in August. I want to say, I might be lying. No, it had to be back in August because I don't think I did anything for them in September. And I'm doing some stuff with them this month. I'm just waiting on them to send me the information. I already have the product. Anyways, I just side note, if you see me in any weight loss ads, don't buy the product. Just know, don't buy the product. That's all I could say. Like, don't. If you see me talking about any type of weight loss, anything, and it's not on my direct page, and it's the ad, don't buy it. Don't buy it. I'm just letting y'all know I shoot those ads within a span, usually all in one day. The before and after is usually in the same day, but sometimes they might be a day or two apart, but don't. Anyways, back to, that's just a little side note. I'm just giving y'all tea. The only real way to lose weight is diet, exercise. There's no shortcuts. But they give me a bag, and I'm gonna do the ads, and I'm gonna send them back the footage, and they do with it what they do with it. But yeah, so came up with this idea. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go hard. And my plan was cut short. So in August, it was my birthday. And I hadn't made any birthday plans for my birthday. I just wasn't feeling like, I had an idea of what I wanted to do at a few months before, but I did not do those plans because I thought something else was going to happen for my birthday. That did not happen. Another story for another day. Probably will never get into it. There were alternate plans that were in talks that did not happen. And I was so consumed with like just trying to get back up on my feet again with finances and stuff. Like, I really didn't think too much about my birthday, really didn't plan anything. I really didn't want to do anything for my birthday. I just was not in a celebratory mood. So once August actually got here and people were like, oh, what are you doing for your birthday? What are you doing for your birthday? Not much of nothing. So me and my friend, we've been friends for forever. We've literally been friends since elementary school. Been friends for over 20 years. So when we were younger, she used to like Nelly. So Nelly was going to be here on my actual birthday. So she was like, oh, let's go to the Nelly concert. So that's what I end up doing on my birthday. But leading up to my birthday, that's when we're going to get into all of the chaos. The chaos started the week before my birthday. So I have three sisters. My youngest two sisters are twins, and they were pregnant at the same time. So we had their gender reveal together. We had their baby shower together. I primarily planned and put together the gender reveal, and my mom primarily put the baby shower together, but I helped with both events. And that was crazy in itself, like trying to get the house together, painting the kitchen, all that stuff. And one of my sisters lives with me, and she did not she was off the week that my two sisters gender reveal was happening, and she did not help me do anything around the house. She didn't help me clean. She didn't help me. I painted the kitchen. She didn't help me paint the kitchen. She just chilled the whole week. Yeah, so that, if that gives you any indication of my middle sister, that's how she is. So baby shower happens. We had the baby shower in July, like the second to last week of July. Cool, whatever. So one of the twins was pregnant with twins, and the other one was just having a standard single baby pregnancy. So the one that was having twins was not due until mid-September. That was her official due date, but of course she's having twins, so no one expected her to go full term. My other sister, her due date was August the 15th. My birthday is August the 12th. Okay. So on August the 11th, my sister with the twins, actually the week before, my sister with the twins had her appointment. She's going to the doctor every week. She's pretty much been going to the doctor every week anyway throughout the whole pregnancy because she's high risk and she's having twins. So she had preeclampsia, and they were debating whether they wanted to deliver the babies that week before or not. And they decided that they kept her overnight and they gave her some medicine. So they wanted her to go for another 2 weeks with the pregnancy. So the following week, when she went back for her appointment, her blood pressure was still high. So they decided that they were going to deliver. So she calls me, or maybe they text me, I don't know, contacted me. It was like, hey, can you get the kids from daycare? I think I was already getting one of the kids from daycare, so I ended up getting two, because my sister that has the twins, she already has two kids. So does my other sister that is a twin. They both already had two daughters apiece. So she needed me to, I think I was getting one of the kids and my mom was getting the other one because they were going to do something. So I ended up getting both kids from daycare. I called my sister. I'm like, hey girl, I said, put them babies back up there because it's too close to my birthday. Like, it's too close. I pick up my nieces, take them to the house. My sister, she has a C-section. The babies are delivered. And she goes back to her room. Chaos ensues from there. From the point that that the babies are delivered, it's just chaos after that. So she gets back to the room and she's in pain. So she's in pain and she's bleeding a lot. So they take her back into surgery. And my sister was in surgery for hours upon hours upon hours. She was in surgery so long that my other sister actually went into labor. And then we ended up with 4 kids. So then my other 2 nieces end up here My other two nieces ended up here with me and my sister. So 4 kids and a dog. And my sister, she needs taking care of herself. She's an interesting girl. Anywho, my my sister went into surgery around like 5 o'clock. She didn't get out of surgery until like 11 something at night. That's how long she was in surgery. And I'm a worrier anyway. So the whole thing, after like an hour, I'm concerned. My mom was up at the hospital and, kind of got to the point where she called my dad. My parents are not together. She was like, you need to come up here. So then my dad goes up there. My other sister, she goes into labor. She's at the hospital as well. So she's down the hall in a different room. They're really not trying to give my sister, who's in labor, too much information. Obviously, they're twins. But according to my sister, who the second one that went to the hospital, she was like, she could tell like by my dad's face that something was wrong. Trying to keep it together here. I'm not trying to cry and all that stuff. I'm just trying to give y'all the not a whole lot of information, but enough information for you to kind of get the point. A lot of things transpired while my sister was in surgery, and it started out with one doctor, which was a different doctor than the one that delivered her children. So the doctor that was taking care of her after delivery was the one that initially took her into the surgery room. It's supposed to be a standard procedure. She ended up calling the doctor that delivered the kids back up to the hospital. So then it was the two of them working on my sister. They end up having to call 2 more doctors in to operate on my sister because she was bleeding uncontrollably and they could not stop her from bleeding. She ended up having to get her uterus removed, one of her fallopian tubes. It was really bad. She basically lost almost all of the blood in her body. And one of the 4 doctors that came in was like a blood specialist who had to come in and kind of get the bleeding under control. And, they had to give her more blood, all that stuff. It kind of got to the point where her organs were shutting down. They stabilized her, stopped all the bleeding and all that stuff. And she, once she got out of surgery, like I said, it was like 11 something at night. I did not sleep well. I didn't sleep well at all. Then my other sister had her baby on my birthday at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, so overnight, my sisters, well, before I get into like the overnight stuff, my sisters, they're very small. All 3 of them, like small, petite girls, like size 3s. So when my sister got out of surgery and my mom seen how, like, my sister was so swollen, like, she looked like she was, like, 200 pounds from, like, all the fluids and everything they had to put into her body. When she went into the hospital, not the hospital, when they put her back in her room, no, they didn't put her back in her room. She went to the ICU after that. And the doctors did not know if my sister was going to wake up the next morning or not. That's how bad the situation was. So they wake her up the next morning and she wakes up And she's like, what the hell is happening? She's like, what's going on? Like, they tell her to like, oh, Kiana, the second one that came to the hospital, had her baby. She's like down the hall, yada, yada, yada. She's like, what? Because when she went back for surgery, she was like not fine, but normal. Like none of a whole baby was born and everything while she was unconscious, during the surgery. So, my sister, pretty traumatized. Very traumatizing experience. She was in the ICU for a few days. Then they put her back into a regular, not delivery room, but like a hospital room in like the women's center. And yeah, it took her a long time to heal, which when you have a C-section, it takes you longer to heal anyway, but it took her a long time to heal once she came out of the hospital. So the whole time she's in the hospital, I have her children. So we had all 4 children until that Monday. Then that Monday, my other sister got out of the hospital and I dropped her kids off with her. So that whole time, I'm like, picking kids up, dinner, baths, daycare, all the things. It was a lot of work, girl. I was like, I've said it before and I will say it again. I am not built for single motherhood. I need a husband. I did a little test run and it's too much. It's too much for me. Especially with a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old. Too much. Seemed too much. But yeah. So my sister came out a week later. They just be pushing people out the hospital. I'm like, dang. I thought she was going to be in there longer, like 2 weeks, but they let her go home. And she went home to my mom's house and she literally just went back home this past weekend. Like, she just went back home. So she's been with my mom for almost 2 months. What is today? Yeah, almost 2 months. She stayed with my mom. So her 2 babies, they were preemies. They were in the NICU. They came home. Girl, they couldn't wait. They just kicked them babies out of the NICU. They was in the NICU for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I went on a 2-day trip to DC. I'm in Richmond, so DC is 2 hours away from here. I went on my little 2-day trip. While I was on my 2-day trip, they were out of the hospital. Like, that was on September the 1st. So they were in there for a little over 2 weeks. And they sent them home. And, one of them had to have a blood transfusion. They had to be under the lights and all of the things. So they came back home. I said back home. They came home for the first time to my mom's house. And now they're actually at home for the first time. So, girl, it was a lot. It's been a lot. It has been a long 2 months. And then while on I came back on September 1st. I came back on September 2nd. Back home from DC. I was gone for 2 days. And my other sister that lives with me, she had a surgery on the 1st. So then, like, she needed help, like, walking to the bathroom and all that stuff. So then I had to come home and help her. It was a lot. Everybody needed help. I almost lost my mind. I mentally am trying to recuperate from everything that happened. And that has been why, like, just started posting back again on social media and all that stuff. And that's why I've been gone, because everything was in shambles. Everything in shambles. You know, my sister, she needed a lot of help. Yeah, like sometimes I needed to go pick the kids up or take them to school, or so much stuff was happening. And then, like, literally, like, my sister got out of the hospital, and then my niece was going back to school the next week. So just all hands were on deck. My hands were on deck. Let's not say all hands. My hands were on deck. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm trying to figure out. I can't even speak. I'm trying to finish out the year strong with my stuff, with my content, and just doing something nice for myself. Cause this year was rough. It was, oh girl, it was not giving. I would never want to relive this year ever again in my life. I would say it's definitely been one of the roughest years of my life, if not the roughest. It's definitely top 3 minimum, probably top 2. I really don't know what other year has been crazier for me personally than this year. So it was just a traumatizing experience. Like, I'm scared for my sister. My niece is like, I want to talk to my mom. When can I talk to my mom? Because my other niece, she's able to, call her mom and all that stuff. And, oh, girl, then I end up taking them. Once my sister was out of the ICU, I took my nieces up there to see their mom. Oh, a mess. After a little bit, they was like, with the older one, because the younger one is 2. So the 5-year-old, she's like, I'm bored. When are we leaving? I'm just like, okay, girl, like, you haven't seen your mom in several days. You don't have stuff to talk about. But that was my bad. I should have probably brung something for them to do while we were at the hospital. And then when we left out of, like, we went downstairs in the hospital, like in the women's center or whatever. And we were leaving, and my niece just starts running through the hospital. I said, girl, like, when I tell y'all, single motherhood, not for me. I said, I don't even know if I want to have kids after this. Like, girl, why are you running through this hospital? You know what I did? I left out of a different door than the door that we came into the hospital in. Then here she come. Oh my God. No, oh my God, you. Like, girl, we were supposed to go to the store, and I was like, we're not going to the store. And then we get in the car, I have a stern talking to her when we're in the car. And then I don't remember if it was the same day or the next day, and she was just like, you were mean to me at the hospital. Girl, see, my niece thinks that anytime you discipline her, that you're being mean to her. I was like, I wasn't even mean to you. I said, you went running through the hospital. I said, in what building can you run in? She's like, I can run at daycare. I said, does the hospital look like daycare to you? No. She's like, and you didn't take me to the store. Yeah, because you were acting up. That was your punishment, boo-boo. We're not going to the store and you misbehaving. It's not the way that works. She's something, like, she is really smart. She's a smart girl. Like, my niece was the first kid in her kindergarten class, her Head Start class, to finish her Head Start work and start on her kindergarten work. She started walking and talking before she was 1 year old. She's a baby genius. Okay? She can't like girl, you can't tell me that you didn't know that you weren't supposed to run in the hospital. No, you not one of these average kids. I'm not buying it. You know you're not supposed to run in a hospital. Girl. I didn't get to accomplish as much as I wanted to this year. But that's okay. It's okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. So I don't know how I forgot this. Yeah, then also on the last day of August, when I was about to leave to go to DC, I found out that my ex has a girlfriend. And yeah, that's literally the only person I've been dealing with over the past year. And he kind of just like fell off the face of the earth. And I just didn't hear from him. We don't live in the same state. So it's not like I'm going to pull up at your house and see what's happening. That's not what happened at all. I don't even follow him on social media. None of that. I found out that he had a girlfriend because apparently him and this girl booked a cruise to go on vacation next year. And the confirmation email went to my email. And that is how I found out. So then, of course, I text him. I'm not going to get too much into it, but he confirmed that the person that he booked a cruise with was his girlfriend. And he tried to tell me it must be spam. Why would the spam have her name on it? Why would spam for you come to me? Why? That must be spam. Men. I'm going to just leave it there. Men, they suck. That happened also in the midst of all this other stuff happening. And like I said, mentally, I was real close to losing it. I was about to lose my shit. But you know, we're here. I told y'all at the beginning, I'm Delulu, and she's ambitious, and she keeps going. No matter what, I'm still gonna keep going. And that is it, and that is all. And that is my year. That is what happened. That's kind of why I fell off the face of the earth. With posting content and all that stuff. Every time I was like, you know what, let's plan some content, let's buy some outfits, and then stuff just is happening left, right, and center. Like, just the world is falling down around me, and I'm finally able to rebuild and focus on myself. Like I said, my sister just went back home with her 4 children less than a week ago at the time I'm recording. On the day that you guys are hearing it, she's been in her home for a week now. So, blessings, blessings on blessings coming soon. That's the only thing that I can assume. And thoughts and prayers coming my way in my family and all that stuff. I'm excited for the holidays. Yeah, I'm about to start Christmas shopping and all that stuff. I'm ready to get that not out of the way, but just get started with that. I am ready for Halloween. I want to do Halloween things. I want to do Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving. I think I want to have an ugly Christmas sweater party. I want to do Christmas Eve. I want to do Christmas. I want to do all of the things. I just want to live my best life for the rest of 2023. And I'm praying to whoever, the universe, God, whoever, the ancestors, that 2024 is a good year for your girl. That's all I got, you guys. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, it's been tragic. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy myself. That's all I got to say. Enjoy life. Life is very short. People are here today and gone tomorrow. Appreciate the people around you. But that's it, y'all. Next week, I have an episode that I recorded back in March that I never released. So I'm going to release that next Saturday, podcast wise. On Wednesdays, we're going to be doing Reddit stories and trending topics. And then on Saturdays, we're going to have a topic based episode. And that's when I'll be doing interviews and stuff like that on the Saturday episodes. So this should be fun. I'm excited about the podcast and the new changes. And also, I'll be posting a weekly vlog on Mondays on my YouTube channel. And what else is happening? I'm going to be trying to post daily on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm going to try to be super consistent for the rest of the year with those platforms, with all of my platforms. So make sure you are following me on everything. Follow the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube, all that good stuff. I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye.